Good morning. Happy Friday. Market back where it started yesterday, huh? We're back to yesterday's levels. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Getting ready for the long weekend. Good morning to everyone. What do we have today? Good morning to SPX in the house already. Good morning, brother. Yes, indeed. Labor Day weekend ahead of us. We got a lot of news today. Going to be a loaded news Friday, so be careful. It's going to be volatile. Ain't going to be pretty today. So Friday rules in effect, preserving capital. It gets too ugly too early for me. I'm bailing. Let's take a look at the news for today. This is what we've got. We had 8:30 a.m. My time is 3 hours behind. I live in Arizona. So we had some news at 8:30. We got news at 9:45. We got news at 10 a.m. We got Chicago PMI, University of Michigan Sentiment Final as well. Let's see what else. We got that's pretty much it. 9:45, 10 a.m. But red folders and yellow folder events. So careful, careful, careful. Let me set 2 alarms. Alexa, alarm for 6:40 a.m. Alexa, alarm for 6:50. There we go. We got 2 alarms set. Remember, guys, if you're trading Apex, our bot just posted all of the details on the sale for Apex. 90% off sale on all Apex accounts going on right now with code JCDT. That's 90% off for the first month, 80% off for the recurring month. Lifetime PA fees are on sale for the 250 and 300Ks. Those PA fees are $37. Reset fee, $37. You can use promo code JCDT. And you got 90% off sale on Apex going on right now. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. It's choppy already, so it's going to be a choppy day. See profit, take profit, at least for those of you that trade the open. Sure, later in the day it's going to settle. I don't have that luxury. I want to get out of here within the first hour or two. Win, lose, or draw. All right, what do we have here in terms of news? U.S. to revoke authorizations for Intel and Samsung to receive American chip making equipment in China unless they obtain license. Intel and Samsung. All right, Casino opens in 8 minutes. Let me get my Friday coffee. I'll be right back, guys. Good morning to everyone. Happy Friday. Let's make it happen. All right, good morning. Good morning to everyone. Good morning, Christopher, SPX. Good morning to everyone. The promos posted in the chat are for Apex Trader Funding. That's 90% off with code JCDTHR. Good morning. It's a choppy morning already. Look at the chop. It's going to be a choppy day. We got some crazy news going on today. We got a 9:45 news. Chicago PMI. We got 10 a.m. news with Michigan sentiment. So it'll be wild. But it's always wild. It's the NQ. That's why we trade NQ. All addicted. Di, good morning, brother. Levels for today. So, potential test of overnight low, previous day low. We start breaking below this. We start breaking that higher time frame ascending channel. We're in a 1 hour, 4 hour ascending channel. We're hovering towards the low of it. So I'm watching for the overnight low, potential test of this area for a bounce and possibly the gap fill. If the bulls just right off the bat rally for the gap close around 760 potential. So there's a lot of upside. There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of range for the upside and the downside. I think it's going to be a P for patience day. See profit, take profit, especially before the news drop. 9:45 and 10 a.m. news. 9:45 a.m., 10 a.m. news. So see what happens. All right, news in 5 minutes. I'm sorry, the casino opens in 5 minutes. T. Cooper, do you use financial juice? Indeed. I'm looking at it right now on my other screen. Here you go. This is what we've got. We've had the 8:30 a.m. news. We got 9:45 a.m. PMI. We got 10 a.m. and then more yellow folder events at 10 around University of Michigan. Then we cool off until 1 p.m. Eastern. My time. These times are Arizona because I live in Arizona. So these are all 3 hours behind. All right, bulls starting to make their push up. We got pivot point up at, what is it, 687, VWAP 678. So it should be interesting how it all plays out. Market imbalance today before the close. Got it. Yeah, I'll be long gone by then, hopefully. S Future Trading, good morning, brother. Good morning. All right, 3 minutes. Casino opens in 3 minutes. I'm watching for that 680 level on the upside for a potential reversal. We come back and test, where's my overnight low and previous day low, that 612, 600 area. They may exaggerate it. Previous this low is 573, so there's a couple of options. Let's see what they do. Casino opens in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Happy Friday to everybody. S Future Trading, you're thinking they're going to rally today, 24K? All right, I like it. I like your thinking. All right, guys, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Casino opens in 2 minutes. All right, here we go. What time is it? Casino opens in 1 minute. Shark Trends, good morning. Casino Shark Trends in the house. Good morning. All right, guys. Happy Friday. Good luck to everyone. Casino opens in 40 seconds. Good morning to everyone. Happy Friday. It's going to be choppy. Careful. A lot of news today before 9:45 or before after 9:45. So careful. 3, 2, 1. Casino is now open. All right, here they go. They're trying to flush that 200 SMA. Building that selling pressure, possibly testing that overnight low, previous day low area. Oh, not yet. Choppy. But we knew that it's going to be choppy into the news, so careful. See profit, take profit. All right, I think they're going to start making their move towards overnight low, previous day high. That's the area I'm looking for a potential bounce, unless they flush it hard. Otherwise, they're going straight for previous day close settlement. Gap fill. Structure. Remind me of another YouTuber, Structure. SPX. You change the image and you change the user. Mr. Structure in the house. Mario G says buy now. Convincing just yet. Not yet, buddy. Let's wait for this test of overnight low, previous day low. We got a 4-hour level down in that 610 area. They're struggling. I think they're going to test overnight low at this point. Now, we got to watch for is the flush below those levels. Bears take over for the day. Okay, here they come. All right, here we go. We're going for that test of overnight low, 613 area. 610. And the question is, are they going to exaggerate it to test previous day low around 570? All right, here they come. They're coming for that overnight low, 612. And the question is, are they going to flush it, exaggerate it a little bit, and go for a previous day low? Now, if they continue down, the bears are in control, at least for now. Careful, it's too choppy still for me. Okay, here they come. Testing of that, watching for the test of that overnight low, 612 area you see down there. That's what I'm watching for. We'll see what they do down there. That's the potential bounce, or they might exaggerate for previous day low as well. And we'll see if there's a reversal opportunity or not. Struggling to push below 625 so far. Something along there. Looking like I just got trapped there. Yep. Okay, so they are coming now for 612. Got prepped so far. Let this one go pretty soon. Trapped me nicely. Whoa! Tried to exit, and it just added a contract. So now I got to be careful here. I tried to exit there by accident, so now I'm in another contract. Oh, shit. Not good. All right, let's see if they bounce this area. I may have to do a little repair here real quick. All right, so they touched overnight low, potential bounce there. Let's see if they can keep this bounce going. Quite. Struggling on that bounce still. that 612 touch again. I'm in a bad situation. Tried to exit it. It added instead of closing me out. So now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do here. Not good. I'm pretty close to having to bail on this. Alexa, stop. All right, watching this reversal here, potentially. If they don't bounce it, I'm going to have to bail. Ooh, not good. All right, gonna have to be patient on this one. Either bail or we get the bounce. But I got unlucky. Instead of getting out, I added it to a losing trade by accident. Now I'm stuck in a bad situation. All right, here they come with the bounce. Nice little strong bounce off of that between overnight low and previous day low. Let's see if they can keep this bounce going. All right, that's a 50% retracement on that move down. So let's see if they can keep going. They'll target at this point that 20 SMA. You can get past the 9 EMA. Ooh, they weren't able to get past the 90. Ooh, not good, not good. I think there's further downside to this, so now I got to make decisions. You're chopping it hard. Wow. All right, let's see if they can do anything here. If they can get back in. Otherwise, I got to clip this. right at this 4-hour low, which is why I'm entertaining a possible bounce, but it ain't looking pretty, for my long at least. Shorts, it's looking great. Yeah. And looks like, oh, now they're testing previous day low. Have to clip this. Whew. Oh, is that the news drop? Shit. Let's see if they bounce this. Otherwise, wreck today. A mistake on an entry. Now I can't get out. Well, that's what a little mistake trying to exit just cost me. Good morning, Jesse. Yeah, I tried to exit and stuck through that whole thing. It's time to close this. I just closed there. Letting that go and see if now we can recover a little bit of this today. Looking good though. So let's battle it now. See how far she'll go here. Tried to exit, it ended up adding and cost me quite a little bit of money today. All right, so let's see if they're going after 510. We're going to have to adjust on the level. Flush that pivot point. So right now, I'm not looking too long just yet. If I attempt to bounce here, I have to keep it tight. If you don't bounce it, then there's more downside to this. They flushed that 540 area. I got to get out. Oh. All right, next area I gotta go look for is 500, 510 area. Taking a pretty bad beating today with a mistake on an exit. Happens. Too late for shorting and too early for longs. Yeah, I'm waiting for 500 now. Let's see. That's the next pivot point. See if they bounce there. Otherwise, it's a falling knife. I'll attempt one more long. If not, I'm out for the day. Want to push these 150Ks anymore. Brewski, good morning. Let's try it here one more time. If they can push above that 9 EMA, they haven't all morning. Can't push above that 9 EMA. There's definitely downside. Trying to push above that 9. They're struggling though. And I'm going to close for now. We got news, another news event in 8 minutes. Jesse, cut it for a scalp. Yeah, I'm going to have to scalp my way back for now. So they will take little baby scalp. News in 8 minutes, 7 minutes. All right, so that 9 is providing resistance for now. So it looks like there's more downside. We'll wait for the news and see if we can scalp some little wins. Recover from a pretty bad mistake. I was exiting a position and added myself in a really bad. It happens. See if we can battle it back. Scalps. All right, so far the 9 EMA, they are making this move to the downside using the 9 EMA distance to the upside. See what happens at 500. That's the level. Bitcoin at 480. Alexa, stop. All right, that's my alarm for 10 a.m. news in 5 minutes. All right, now we're looking at 500. Back down to test that. 480, 500. But since the news is in 5 minutes, I'm going to wait. All right, here they go for that 500 level. That's a pivot point. Some net price action. All right, so let's see what we got here. 500 is the pivot point. Let's see if they flush it. That's a 30. News is in 3 minutes. All right, they just about to tap that pivot point at 490. News in 2 minutes, so I'm off. Can't trade that right. News in 1 minute and a half. News in 40 seconds, and then we're back to trading. Came to this pivot point at 480. See if they flush it, or that's the bounce. Falling knife so far. And you just saw the promo update on the chat for Apex. That's Apex Trader Funding with their 90% discount. All right, news in 3 seconds. Let's go. Trying to push below that pivot point, not able to, at least for now. Indecision at that pivot point. That the bounce. I'm going to hop on the bounce here. I'm going to start scalping my way back. See if they're going to continue to flush. Play the 9 EMA and the 20 for multiple scalps, and slowly see if we can get our. Let's see what they want to do down at these levels. Do they want to flush that pivot point? Struggling at that 9 EMA. Come on, push. Liking it. Still unable to bounce. Not able to push above that 9. Got trapped at the 9. Ooh. Oh. They're flushing that pivot point. Got me nice on that 9 EMA there. They keep going. So flushing another pivot point now. All right, looks like all the news so far has been red, red, red. Brewski, -10. Well, -10 is not bad, my friend. That's technically, you're still flat. All right, she's going downhill. Wow. Bears. Armageddon Bears. All right, I guess next level 440. Flushing through levels today. All right, they tapped 440. A 4-hour level. See what they do here. They flush through that too. Try the bounce at 440. It's a 4-hour level. If they flush below 440, then it's Armageddon today. $440 held several times. Doesn't hold today, then it's Armageddon. Not holding. $440 has to hold, otherwise it's Armageddon. Holding for now. All right, so far 440 trying to hold. Let's see if they can bounce it. So far they've been unable to get above the 9 EMA, which technically we're on. Flush this, then Armageddon today. Battle for 440. They flush it. That's a 4-hour level that held several times in for big downtime. Flushing it out. Well, I'll tell you this much. If they flush it, I think that's some blown accounts today. Thank God for Apex 90% sale, because I'll be back to rebuilding next week. God damn it. Little mistake. Look how this little mistake escalated pretty badly. All right, they're trying to flush 440. Not ready to DCA down here, but let's see if they hold it. They bounce, then I'll have to figure out a how to add to this. But to flush it, it's over for me today. Structure, yeah. I copy trade my funded accounts in the morning. Yep. Serious damage going on right now. It started with that exit. I was trying to get out of a trade. I ended up adding. Then that threw me off with news and caught the move down in news and punished myself even more. Happens. All right, 440 holding for now. Now I got to see if we can capture this bounce. Still need to push above that 9 EMA and potentially add to this, but I need to build some drawdown first. So first we got to bounce, right? Peter, one and done. Nicely done, man. Yep. It was an easy play, but I got caught up in a bad mistake that just escalated. Added instead of closing, and that just snowball effect. All right, they're not bouncing 440, so I think there's more down. If there is more down, at this point, I'll just let the accounts blow. I don't have much drawdown left. Be back next week. Structure, I have been a chicken today. I don't blame you, man. Look at this price action. Brutal flush. And it looks like 440. They're gonna push it down. Wow. All right, here's the last, there you go, last little bit of drawdown on those accounts, and accounts blown today. All because of a silly mistake, not closing position, and ended up adding. Got caught in the news drop, and that snowballed. Balls of fire. Hey, it happens, right? Tried to get out of a long, ended up adding. Then the news dropped, didn't close it, snowballed, and tried to long a falling knife after that. That's the standard MO for me, right? Directional days to the downside, they just go downhill for me. Part of the process, Nicholas, yep. Big mistake today that snowballed to blown account. But you saw it live. It happens. What can you do? Luckily, we do have 90% discount. Yes, sir. And good weekend to load up and restart. That's what happens when you make silly mistakes. Continue to trade. Tilt goes in to effect. Well, that was a quick Friday. I think that's it for me. I'm not buying accounts today. I'll reload over the weekend. And that's it. It happens. All right, so they attempted to flush 440. They got about 20 points, and I guess that's where the bounce is going to happen. That is a 4-hour level, so it's going to be tough for them to flush it, but I got a little tilty today, and that cost me, so happens. Might be some time for some ribs and enjoy the weekend, Labor Day weekend ahead of us. See what happens. I want to see what happens at 440. If they push 440, though, they're going to flush this to oblivion. Watch that 440 level. How far are they going to push this today? Oh boy. Well, today, Blown Accounts Live. All started with trying to exit out of a losing trade. I ended up adding. Then right before the news event, it flushed me down now with double my contract size. At that point, it was all game over. Should have been to walk away, get out of it. And then I tried to long this falling knife as usual. That's my usual Achilles heel. Trying to long a falling knife. That's usually where I pay hard. Those directional days to the downside catch me. Happens. Structure, yeah, I'm going to stay a little longer. I mean, I got nothing to trade, and I'm not opening up accounts right now anyways. So I want to watch this 440, what happens here. Structure, boss, stay a little longer and share what went wrong today so we all learned a lesson when it's so fresh. Yeah, I agree. So there's always a learning lesson with a loss, right? So it all started right here. Tried to long this level. As you can see, the 9 EMA punished me. It's something about the 9 EMA on directional days. Instead of closing here, I added by accident. In other words, I didn't hit the market close. I hit market buy. Added right before the news drop. News drop flushed me down nasty. Tried to long this area a couple of times in this chop, right? I think there's the bounce at 440s, but I'm out of drawdown. And then attempted one last long here. It ended up playing, but I didn't have enough drawdown. Had I not played this area, waited for that 4-hour level, I probably would have survived. but I just didn't have more drawdown left here, and this will probably be the B recovery. That 440 area held, that's a 4-hour level. So the lesson of the day is, if you screw up, give yourself some time to get your mind back in sync. Otherwise, it could get worse. It's gonna snowball. Drew's up 13.95. Nicely done. Structure: never treat a loss as a loss. Instead, it's a lesson. Yeah, there's lessons in every. What is it? It's not a loss. It's a lesson. But today, I think once I took that big loss, or in other words, I didn't close the trade. It added. That threw me off completely. That throws you into tilt, because then you're trying to recover immediately. The market doesn't work that way. But 440 held. That's what I wanted to watch. Unfortunately, and this is what happens, you start trading away on the traps, and then when the easy move happens, which was the 440 bounce, you got no drawdown left. Well, like I said, thank God for 90% off. We'll be reloading over the weekend and coming back next week. But I'll tell you one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not buying accounts right now. George Panos, good morning. Good morning. So we saw the 440 bounce. Let's see if they retest this. Lip Proboscis, you're better than me after that. After that, the camera view would be from the bottom of the toilet pan. Yeah, man. Listen, it happens. It's a lesson here. Much as I want to say, hey, I tried to exit. I think once you fall into a bad trade, or in this case, I tried to close. I ended up adding by mistake. The lesson there is, hey, just close it. You added by accident, close it anyways. You meant to close, right? Why take that drawdown? So there's a lot of lessons here. Mario G, I think we are not patience, guys. All of us, including me. Yeah, patience. You're going to battle patience. The discipline here was, if you tried to close and you ended up adding to a position, well, close it anyways, right? Your original intent was to close the trade. You can't use the excuse that you added by accident. Well, I did add by accident, but still close it. Don't ride the drawdown even further, which is what I ended up doing. And that snowball, that triggered tilt. At that point, you start getting even more impatient. And if you look at what I was trying to do, I fell into this nasty little trap for the longs and got chewed up more with some drawdown there. They flushed that level. And honestly, the play, if you caught those shorts to the downside, or if you held down to that 440 level, there was a nice little bounce here to call it a day if you had waited for the downside. And then by the time that I tried to long this level, there's very minimal drawdown left. This is probably the bounce that's going to play out. See, otherwise they're going to flush that 440. That's what I want to see. Are they really going to flush 440 today? If they flush 440, There's significant downside to this. Nico, I think your strategy is very risky. It's a very high risk strategy. I'll agree with you on that. It's even riskier when I go on tilt. Today was a tilt day. It wasn't really strategy. I don't think there was strategy involved today. After the initial loss, after the initial adding of a contract, then it just snowballed into tilt. Probably no strategy there. Once you go into tilt, you're not using a strategy. Wow, they are going to flush 440. All right, I want to see this. This is typical bear day. It's a descending channel, and they do the same thing every single time. It's a tight descending channel, and they hit the break, and then they flush you right back down. Peter Chan, it's really hard to do the right thing when money is on the line. Also, the market was flying. Yeah. Like I said, I think in this case, I don't think there was a strategy today in my trading. I think it was more falling into tilt, that adding of a contract and not closing. In other words, I tried to close a trade, a mistake I added. Of course, that loss compounded, and then I went into tilt. Then there is no strategy. You're just trying to recover as quickly as possible. So patience kicks in. Jesse James is long at this level. Yeah, they're holding 440. I'm curious to see if they're going to flush it. But this is typical. One thing, for those of you that have watched for a while, directional days to the downside, for whatever reason, seem to be the days that kill me. Regardless of the mistake today, adding to a position versus closing it, these days have a tendency to throw me off. I don't know why. The 3 blowouts that I've had this year have all been on a directional day to the downside. Every single one of them is a directional day to the downside. Got to journal this again. See why. What is it about directional days to the downside that seem to be my Achilles heel right now? Every single the big loss days for me are directional days to the downside. I don't know what it is. It's been my Achilles heel, and I've mentioned it for some time. Directional days to the downside, whatever it is, it triggers lousy trading for me. Drewski, short for 5. Drewski, by the way, the chat last night was talking about I'm going to open up some 300Ks. They're going to be chat traded accounts. Whatchamacallit? Chat will get to trade during the Asia session, the 300Ks. And I think we had several people saying, hey, Drewski needs to trade it. They all want to see your strat. But yeah, for the Asia session, I'm buying some 300Ks this weekend, and we'll have the chat trade those during the Asia session. 1 or 2 people a day to trade it. Gets the payout split up between the chat. Jesse James, looks like you got a nice little long there. All right, 440 holding. They weren't able to flush it. Viv for short is after your strat. Yeah, several people mentioned Drewski. We want to see Drewski. So stay tuned next week, Drewski. They want to see you trade the 300K, the chat account. It's going to be the chat account next week. So, yeah, if you weren't tuned in last night and you trade the Asia, we're going to have 300Ks, and it's going to be the chat account. They get it to payout. Payouts will be split up between those who trade it. I'm not even getting a cut of that, but it should be fun. Drewski, I'll just trade it. I don't want to be on video. Oh, yeah, of course. You don't have to be on video at all. You can just call it out from the chat. I think several people don't want to be on video, so they'll just call it. Remember, guys, 90% off on what's it called? Apex this weekend for Labor Day. Make sure you load up if you trade Apex. I'm definitely loading up now. Christopher Zazek, Drewski gonna get us all vacation homes in the Bahamas. Well, yeah, Drewski was mentioned several times last night. Hey, let's get Drewski. I even said it. We got to get Drewski to trade it. I think everyone's very interested in that 5-point strategy of yours. All right, guys. 1 hour. Nah, let's stay. Listen, there's nothing wrong with being transparent. Took a big loss today. We'll hang out. No need to run for the hills every time you blow some accounts. It's part of the game. It's part of the process. But today, snowball effect. Of course, views go up when you lose. So let's stay on for a little longer. For anybody new hopping onto the stream, took a big loss on today's trading. My Achilles heel. The biggest loss days for me this year have been 3 days, and all 3 have been directional days to the downside. I keep saying it, and there's something about this. It's just the way my mind is triggered, right? I'm a contrarian trader by nature. My personality is contrarian, and that works 98% of the time. But that 1 to 5% directional days right now, especially to the downside, for whatever reason, triggers nastiness in me. And today, right at the open, I attempted to long here. This was supposed to be closed. I added by accident. And instead of realizing the mistake, I let it snowball. Then obviously tilt kicks in. And there was no strategy after that until drawdown was left. Drawdown was done. So structure, stay strong, boss. We here for each other. Hey, man, that's why we trade prop firm accounts. Stakes here are tuition money. Carlos, the market has been going uphill for 3 years. Everybody has an uphill bias. I don't know if it's that. I mean, you're right. It is the market moves, especially on Q, tends to move to the upside. But it's something about the directional day or the initial directional move to the downside that traps me. And the contrarian in me. So I'll pay on these type of days where the move is easy. Just short it, right? Doesn't matter where you shorted today. You would be fine. DJ Nyson, what account size do you recommend? Currently past the 50K, thinking of going to a larger size Apex. I trade 150Ks. All my accounts are 150Ks. I like the 150s because of the drawdown, but as you've seen today, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. If you fall into tilt, you're going to fall into tilt. Carlos, I understand, man. So many V recoveries. Yeah, we get used to that V recovery or just the bounce that it's not always going to play. When it doesn't play, you pay hard. At least I pay hard. But it's part of the part of my cost of doing business. Got to work on these directional days to the downside. And even that 440, I got to be honest with you, I was expecting a stronger bounce there. Sure, we're getting a little recovery there. Not impressive. If they popped that 500 area, then I guess they got some smooth sailing to the upside. Drewski, short for 5. Khalid Mohammed, good morning, sir. How is the day? Not going good, buddy. Not good today. But nice learning lessons for sure. All right, looks like 440 was the bounce, although it's slow. It's in an ascending channel to the upside. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, what are they doing? They're continuing to play that channel, so they are in an ascending channel. Josh Shee, Big Circle, just logged in. Please tell me that is the new 300 account you said you were be getting last night. PR77. Yeah, I tried to exit a position. I ended up adding to a losing trade when I was trying to close, and it snowballed today. No, the 300Ks are for next week. These are my accounts. We had PR77. What's the main theme of today? A directional day to the downside. And he got me one more time. Drewski, another 5-point long there. Look at you, man. Carlos, it's kind of scary, but I'm leaning long. The question today is, are they really going to flush 440? They've been playing that ascending channel, but are they really just setting up for the flush of 440? It's a big 4-hour level. PR77, you dug yourself out on one Topstep combine last night, was down 900 and ended up green. Well, if you were down 900 and you ended up green 160, that's a pretty impressive recovery. Drewski, 1680 into green, playing his 5-point strat. Nicely done. They're starting to break out of that channel. Wow, are they really going after? If they flush 440, there's more downside to this. Either they stay in that channel and continue to push up, or they break out. All right, so for me, looks like I'll be reloading this weekend. And again, another directional day to the downside that smokes me. My Achilles heel right now are directional days to the downside. That's the one day that seems to trigger tilt. Peter Chan, have a great weekend, buddy. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend. Time to enjoy the weekend. We got a long weekend ahead of us, so 3 days of no charts. T. Cooper, first time the options was wrong, has me baffled. How did the pros screw up? What do you mean by the options? Jesse, you didn't renew, or you didn't reset your account? All right, I want to see what they're going to do down there. Oh, the implied move on the options levels? Yeah, it was quick and brutal, right? Cooper, you use the gamma and delta from SPX and SPY options. Got it. In other words, the implied move was to the upside. NQ thinking, Nico thinking to short again. Yeah, they still want 440. See what that's what I'm curious to see. If they flush 440, there's Armageddon to this. Now it could just be a retest of that low of day, and then they bounce it. Nate, are those eval losses? Oh yeah, these are losses for sure. There is no plus sign on that number. All right, they're coming back for 440. Wow. Nate, combination. Today was a tilt day. Both evals and funded accounts. Bye-bye. No hiding that. But I got, like I said earlier, for me, the Achilles heel is that 1 to 5% day of a directional day to the downside seems to be, or not seems to be, it is the day that I have the biggest losses. It's these type of days, trying to long a falling knife. It's a pattern that keeps repeating itself with me. So it's my cost of doing business. As long as payouts are more than what I put in, I gotta work on this cost of doing business. Nate, rough this week, wrecked many, still recovering. Yeah, I'm not trading anymore for the day. I'll reload over the weekend and come back next week. T. Cooper, down at open, but only 20 points on ES. That's my BNB. Made one good big trade down, then gave it back in squirrel-less longs. Yeah, it seems today that anybody trying to long that falling knife paid. If you're a directional trader, just hopped on a short today, you made some nice green on that move to the downside. It was quick. All right, let's see what happens at 440. I want to see 440. Are they going to come back and test 440 and flush it, or are they just going to test it for the final bounce? This is the make or break right here. They either test and bounce it aggressively, or Armageddon, baby. Talking 360 potentially next. T. Cooper broke my own rules, trying to show the market where to go. Exactly. I think that's pretty much sums up my trading today. Market was moving directional. You try to mess with that direction, you're going to pay, especially on quick price action like it was. So it's not the market. It's me. I'm in this short up 820 already. Nice, Nico. Played the break of that channel. All right, so they're going after 440. If they flush 440, 440 doesn't hold. We got some serious down potential here. Here they go. T. Cooper. Well, you saw revenge trading on my side live. At least you guys get to do it in your own private home. Doing it live, it was clearly revenge trading today, or tilt trading. It happens. All right. This is that 440 area, 430, 440. This is where either the bounce happens, they hold that 4-hour level, or if they flush this, there's down. Seeing 300s today. Drewski's long in that 4-hour level. Looks like it wants to hold. Ooh, but if they flush it, we're seeing 300s today. 380 is the next area. 380, 360. If it holds, that's the bounce. That's the big bounce of the day. Structure is still holding for that pivot point, 370, 380. Yep, that's the next pivot point. Structure, I think you did mention that level down there. It's a big move. I mean, the next pivot point is 360, 380 area. If they flush 440, I don't see how that 380, 360 would even hold, but we'll see. It's the next resist or support area. Drewski got his 5-point bounce there. All right, what are they going to do here? Are they going to bounce or flush it? Like a flush. Which way will she go? Okay. And they hold this area. This area is held since last week multiple times. They flush it. Drewski, you're done. This is your new strategy. It's been working for the last 2 weeks. It's been working out. Yeah, you've done well with your 5-point strategy. Well, I hope you feel better, Drewski. I'll see you next week. $440 holding for now. Drewski, I found an algorithm on Tradeify that gives me support and resistance. Well, like I said, the chat's a lot of, you were mentioned last night. So the chat account that we're going to be trading, or the chat will be trading now next week. I know SPX is going first, but they want to watch you. They want to see it. So the chat account, you guys will be able to trade it, or we'll assign 1 or 2 people every night, and you guys make the calls. You don't have to go. You don't have to go on camera or video or voice. You can just call it from the chat. Which one is it, boss? What do you mean? Oh, you, Ruski. Yeah, the 300K. Any payouts go directly to the people that trade it. I'm not taking payouts on that one. So if you guys trade it to payout, it's split up by the folks that step up to trade it. We'll do rotations, and each day somebody else trades it that wants to hop on. I think it's going to be a 300K Apex. I'm buying probably 10 or 15 300Ks because I'm assuming you guys are going to blow some of those. And we'll just keep it going until the chat gets to a payout. And the payout goes to a shared pool of traders. I'm not even interested in getting a part of that payout. That's for you guys. Or whoever steps up to trade it. Let's say it's 7 people trading it throughout the week, and it takes you guys 2 weeks or 3 weeks to get to payout. That payout is split between everyone who trades it. But I will not be a part of that payout. That's strictly for chat members or stream members that trade it. And you don't have to come on camera. You don't have to go on voice. You can make the call outs from the chat. And anybody who steps up to trade it, and you guys get it to payout, it's yours. So that will be for the Asia session. Ruski also uses Heikinashi. Peter Chan uses, oh, here we go. They're flushing it. 380 next. Structure, that's not fair. We all need you. No, this is for you guys. This is kind of like make it fun for the chat, for the community, right? You guys get to see me trade every day and win, lose, or draw. This is a layer of the stream where we get the community to participate in our trades. PR77. Let's not get into the details. We can just keep it here. But as long as I'm placing the trades, right? Because nobody's going to have access to the account. There's call outs. So all right, they're still trying to flush 440, unable to though. They bounce it here, it's going to be a strong bounce, but all right, I think 440 is holding. I don't think we're going to see Armageddon tonight. I think this is a strong 4-hour level. It's held multiple times in the last week. There it is. Jesse, I'll probably take a turn and trade it, but not interested in the payout part of it. That'll be split amongst the crew. Drewski, well, I'm done. Took more melatonin to crash out. Take care, Drewski. Feel better. What's going on, brother? All right, see you this afternoon. Long weekend ahead of us. All right, I'll pick you up later. All right, love you. All right, 440 holding for the second time. And remember, guys, if anybody's new to the stream, the ads that you see in the chat are about Apex current deal. I'll be loading up this weekend for sure. Apex 90% off right now. Harish, appreciate you, man. Yeah, that code JCDT does support the channel. You guys get the discount. And 90%, that's the only time I buy Apex accounts. And I agree with Jesse. If you're enjoying the stream, enjoying the content, do me a favor, help me out with the YouTube algo. Smash that like, smash that subscribe. And I'm getting close to calling it. We'll be reloading over the weekend. Brewski, since you're putting up the account and going to get hit with the taxes, yeah, I'm not worried about that. But I appreciate it. Again, this is more for the community, for you guys. Make it a little fun. $440 seems to be the problem here. SR, how many reload? I don't know how many I'm going to buy. I'm definitely going with straight to funded. And some evals. Christopher, we have to keep from blowing it first. I am going to buy, I'm probably going to buy 10 300Ks for the chat. I expect some blowouts. I could be wrong. Harish, JC, quick question. Can you make 2K on day one in Take Profit Trader Pro? I made it today and not sure if I could do it because of consistency. 50%. So you can take out 50% of your payout, right? Of your profit. Depends on which account you have. But you can take up to 50% of the profits you made. All right, 50% on the first day. I think that's what it is. Oh, you're not talking about payout. You're talking about you made 2K. No, you're fine. You're talking about just making it, you're fine. All right, 440 seems to be the lingering level. They're hovering at that 440 area. Big question is, are they going to flush it? I'm training my dog to recognize your intro music. Nicholas Gomez, where do you get these? You got like the best lines every single day. Structure, SPX, Mr. Structure. You remind me of another YouTube channel that I've watched very closely in the past. Mr. Structure. All right, guys, we're coming close to the end. Happy Friday. Go touch some grass. Enjoy the long weekend. That's what I'm going to do. We'll come back next week, Monday through Friday, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. And for the late night Asia session, Monday through Thursday. All right, so here we go. 440 held. That was the test of that 440 level. And it's held, and this is probably going to be the bounce of the day. They've moved beyond those moving averages, the 9 and the 20. Let's see if they continue. I would expect at this point, if they didn't flush it. Cooper, see you next week, brother. Ruski short in it, huh? All right, they're pushing. Let's see what happens here. Ruski got his 5 points there. All right, that seems to be the bounce. 440. Holding. Ruski, I thought you were leaving, man. You're another one that just won't get out. All right, should start picking up some steam here on the bounce, and we're patient enough to play the level. That's probably going to be the play of the day, other than the move to the downside. Better stop before the meds kicked in. All right, so that's your standard retest bounce. That's the lesson of the day. You got to be patient. There was an easy play today, which was that 4-hour level, 440 that I talked about. I ran out of drawdown. That is going to be the play of the day. Came to a 4-hour level, typical NQ action. You bounce, you come back and test, and then you bounce it right back up. Now, if they trick everybody here and they flush it, it'll be dirty, dirty. Nicholas, what's your McDonald's order? I usually get 3 McChickens. McDonald's has the best fries. I'll do chicken McNuggets. Drewski, Wendy's. King Caesar, good morning, brother. Good to see you. Wendy's dipped into Frosty. All right, let's see if they do this dirty. I don't think so. I think this is the bounce. If they flush it here, they're playing it dirty. Structure, second trade of the day, 115 and 227. Hey, green, nicely done. I think when this bounce picks up, when they get through this weak structure from the flush down, if they're going to bounce, it's going to pick up pretty quickly. Nicholas Gomez, we don't have Wendy's in Paris yet. Oh, I didn't know that. Brewski, see you, brother. Nice trading today, by the way. I'll see you all. I'll see you next week. Christopher Zizek, he'll be back in the next 5-minute candle. Jesse James, yeah, we could get stuck in a range too. That's been typical for the last couple of days. A big move, whether it's 100 points, 200, 300, 400, the big move, and then range for the rest of the day. It's a long weekend, so that may be it. Lee Watts, what's up, brother? Welcome to the stream. All right, guys, I'm going to be out. Time to enjoy the weekend. We got Labor Day weekend, long 3-day weekend. I'll probably see you guys. I think Monday it's open. Well, I'm sure it's open. I'll see you guys on Monday morning. And let's see if they flush this. And slowing down. All right, guys. SR, have a great weekend. Everybody that's tuned in. Drewski, Structure, Lee Watts, Jesse James, Christopher. Who else do I see in the chat? Nicholas Gomez. Let's go up the list to see if anybody's there. PR77, if you're still around. Harish. Have a great day, all. Have a great Labor Day weekend. I'm enjoying it with the family. We'll be back next week. Back to the drawing board. It happens. Have a good one. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you next week. Team Massive. Talk to you later.